So today I thought we would I'll show you a little bit of another part of where I live. Up the hill where it's a little bit of more of a quiet road. So I've been walking the dogs up here the past few months. Yeah, so I thought today I'm gonna, do a walk and talk, but I'm gonna show you this part of where I live. It's beautiful up here. I love it. I love it. So this is basically just up the road, a smaller road from where I live, and they have these cute little houses. My God, these houses are so beautiful. Look at this guy. I see him out here almost every day fixing you can see his flowers. Oh, I'm so jealous of his flowers every day. He's out here usually. Yesterday he was fixing that big old pink one. And then these ones. But yeah, this area is just a nice area to walk the dogs. There's another cute little house here, and show you some of the countryside of Colombia. I also want to talk about like some of the pros and cons of living in the countryside, because you know the countryside's not for everybody. But look at these houses way over there. So this is just a beautiful area where I live. I don't know, I love where I live, and I love that this area, I discovered this area up here. But you can see, look at this, how dark it is. It's only like 4 o'clock, but we had like a month of summer. They call it like dry season. So it didn't rain for about three to 4, oh my God, I think it was like 3 weeks. And then last night it rained, and it's kind of been overcast all day, and my guy said winter is back. And we had a month of summer. I was like, are you kidding? The rain season's coming back again? He's like, yeah, probably. So anyway, whatever. That's just how it is, you know, because we live about 6,000 feet above sea level. So we live in a higher altitude. So we have like these microclimates. Oh my God, this tree is so beautiful. But I don't know if you can see it, but it has these like pink and white flowers. I'm also walking the dog, so these beautiful, but it's just this beautiful big tree. And then this is, I think, is a loquat tree here. They actually heat up the leaves here, these leaves, and they use them for like an analgesic. I don't know how strong it is. I don't think it's super strong, but it's a good like light analgesic they like to use. And then this is someone probably who knows more about Colombian food than I do probably knows what this is. It's not a auyama because it's like a green, I don't know if you can see it. I want to plant it, but I don't think I like it. But they're like just green, and they use them in soups here. But I want to get some, even if I don't use it, because I like to grow and I can give it to my neighbors. And it's also good for, oh, here it is. It's good to try new things and grow things. That is a really small one. And then there's like an avocado farm over here. Tons of avocado trees. This is a guava tree again. They're all over here too. And down there with the plastic, they're probably planting tomatoes. Oh, the dog is going crazy. You ready to walk, buddy? This guy, this house, I love their yard, they like wood makers live here. They're always like making, doing wood stuff. These trees, oh, I'm gonna get one of these for our yard. I love these with the beautiful fuchsia flowers. In this yard, this is like an older couple that lives here, and they're always sitting in the afternoon. Usually I walk around 5, but I think it might rain. And they're always sitting out here enjoying. Look at the hummingbirds, this yellow white flower trees. The hummingbirds love these trees. But look at their yard, it's so beautiful. I love these big plants. They have a dog. They must not be home because he's not barking at my dog. Look at these red poofs. They're so awesome too. Look at this. Yeah, so I just Yeah, so I like we were talking about like some just like the pros and cons of living here in the countryside as I give you like a little tour of this little area that I live near. So this weekend I had to go to the city. We went to Medellin, and I'm gonna tell you one of the best things about living in, I think this is goldenrod. We have this in the U.S. This is the state flower of Kentucky. I think that's a goldenrod. I didn't know they had it here. Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Yeah, so we went to the city this weekend, and I was thinking, like, when we came back yesterday, or was it yesterday? We came back on Sunday, so today's Tuesday. Oh my goodness. Like, there's a few things, you know, the city, I think a lot of you who watch this channel are interested in the countryside, obviously, because I don't film in the city, hardly ever. And I don't really go to the city because, you know, living in the countryside is great, except for sometimes you just need, there are some, you know, cons of living this far out. One of the cons is our social circle is very small. We don't really have any friends here. So my guy had friends coming from the US. We went and had dinner, and then I have some friends who live in Medellin, so we had coffee with them. And then my guy is from Medellin, so we went and saw them. So he even doesn't have people. He's from Colombia, and he still goes to the city because it's a little harder to make friends when you live in the countryside. We have a couple friends, but not like anybody close. So that's a major, you know, disadvantage if you're going to live in the countryside so far out. Another disadvantage is that if you are someone who's used to being able to order Amazon and have it delivered directly to your door, you're probably going to have a trouble. Or if you like to take out or have someone deliver all your things to you, you're going to have a hard time being in the countryside because that doesn't really, you know, exist here. Sometimes if you live close enough to the city, to the town, you can get delivery. Some of the moto taxi guys will also pick up your groceries if you have a good relationship with them. But overall, we don't really do that. We don't really order out, order to go, delivery. So that's like a huge disadvantage. But for me, the pros are, oh, look at this. Oh, they're cutting the grass. This is usually closed. This is just a nice, I don't think anyone lives here. Eris, venga. I don't think anyone lives here, but this property is so gorgeous. Look at this view. So the thing about the properties up here, so the thing about, one of the things about living where I live in the countryside, but I've said it before, I live in a very bougie, very upscale pueblo. Things are more expensive, but compared to Medellin, they are not expensive at all. Medellin, the city, oh my goodness, it's so expensive. Everything was so freaking expensive, and there's so much traffic and noise and pollution. And then you come here, and like, I'm gonna say these places are more expensive where I live. To buy a house is more expensive, especially up here. Like, that house is probably double what my house is because the house I bought, I actually got really lucky with the price. It's probably the cheapest house. It actually is one of the cheapest houses I saw for sale in this area. Most of them are double the price. I think I've mentioned that before. Look at this place. Gated, beautiful house. And I've mentioned it before that where I live, I think the guy, he just really wanted to sell his house. And I got it relatively inexpensive because I think he wanted to sell. Plus, also, you know, I don't know, houses here, you can find a house closer to the city, the town, on the main road. And it is, hola, ¿cómo estás? The little kid, did you see him? He's looking over at us. And the house closer to town, no land, on like a major busy road, because the road I live on really is not that busy. I complain about it, but Really, it's not busy. But it's like double the price of my house, and there's like no land with it, and it's like insane. I'm like, I can't believe that house is how much that house costs because of where it's at, and it's no land, you know. Anyways, but up here these houses are going to be like double or a little bit more than double where I live, just because of the location and how beautiful it is up here. But anyways, yeah, so some of the pros of living here, you know, as I said, being in the city for 3 days, I was so done. Like, it was insane. I was just ready to come back to fresh, clean air, to come back to just this beauty here, the green, no honking, no loud cars, no traffic. Because so, you know, if you're thinking about living in the countryside, maybe you like that stuff. A lot of people, you know, if you live in the city for a really long time and you're not a country person, that doesn't bother you, especially if you get a high rise and you live somewhere that has, you know, double pane windows, and you can do that. You can create your own paradise wherever you live. I just happen to like to be outside all the time. So for me, living somewhere that if I'm outside, all I hear is noise and people and crowds, I'm going to be very miserable. Like, I was in the city for 3 days, and I was like, on the third day, oh my God, I was so cranky. I was just like, okay, I was ready to leave on the first day. But luckily I saw some of my friends and they made it worth staying. So that I'm very happy for, because sometimes when you see people that you know, and you know, it just makes up for everything. So anyway, so when you move to the countryside, or you're thinking about moving to the countryside, one thing about here, you know, if you're not going to have a car, like I don't have a car, we have a motorcycle, we get everywhere on the motorcycle, but I don't drive, my guy drives. If it was just me living here by myself, I would probably just get a bike. And I would take public transportation. So when you move somewhere like this, you have to make sure you're okay with taking public transportation and learning how to use public transportation. Also, you have to be okay with not having everything available at your fingertips all the time. But I think that's something that we as a culture, especially me being from the US, we are not good at. We are so used to everything being fixed right away. And I can tell you this goes from ordering something online all the way up to working in a hospital, because everyone in the hospital expected the doctors to be able to fix them. Everything, whatever it was, you know, you have years of bad diet, you have sickness now, it's not going to reverse itself. It's going to take time. You can reverse it. Your body will heal itself if you give it the right things, if you give it what it needs. You know, look at this beautiful house. I think this is an Airbnb in front. But look at this beautiful. I want my house to look like this. Flowers all over. Beautiful. Look at this. This is it's like a vulture. Gallinazo. I can't remember the name. I always forget. But this house is gorgeous. So yeah, I think we're just so used to, you know, when you live here, you realize how slow. Even this is all of Colombia, actually. Look at this house. Oh my God, I love this house. I love this. I can create this. This is the thing. I go by and look at all these places, and I think I have to like be nice to myself, because these people have lived here for years to create this beauty. And you know, I'm starting from scratch, because the house I got that wasn't really taken care of very well. So that's also why it was cheaper. Look at her up there. Get down from there. Venga. Eris, venga. She can't crawl down. She's insane. Muy bien. Look at these beautiful, oh, I love these fuchsia bushes. I'm going to get one of these for the house. I saw where they sell them today. There's a water filler. I think the only thing about living is sometimes when you live so I'm lucky. When I was looking for land, I purposely, I wanted to have a spring on my land. So I think I've been to a few houses here, they don't have their own well, and that's something that I was not willing to compromise on. So yeah, I'm assuming that house doesn't have one because they have the water. We have a water tank too, but ours, that's for collecting rainwater. We're not collecting rainwater. Okay, look, I don't know. Okay, this is like the $1 million view, right? So yeah, you're thinking about moving to the countryside, or even just moving to Colombia, you're gonna have to slow down because it's not something that's gonna be, it's not really an option. It has to happen, because if you try to live the same life you're living back home, wherever you're at, and you want to slow down, it's gonna happen. You're gonna have to, because here the life moves much slower. But you see, like, all the houses, hardly any of them have flat space. They're all on a hill. And if you want a view like that, you're gonna have to live on a hill. Can you see the waterfall? I don't know if you can see it, and I don't have zoom. So yeah, living in the countryside and in Colombia in general, you're gonna slow your life down a lot. You'll probably have a lot less stress, unless you refuse to give up your old habits and your old ways. Then you're gonna stress yourself out because you're stressed about not having Amazon delivered immediately or something. But living out here, so in the countryside is even 10 times worse than in the city. The city will force you to slow down, but it's not as dramatic. But if you're thinking about living in the countryside, you're just gonna have to, it's a very slow pace of life. And I think that's like the biggest thing about living in the countryside, is having to get used to, if you want something immediately, you're gonna have to wait. Like, we ordered things on Mercado Libre, which is like the Latin American Amazon, and it took 2 weeks to still get it still took 2 weeks. So it wasn't like it was delivered overnight with a drone like Amazon does. So yeah, even if you order online, it's still going to take time, which I think a lot of people from where I'm from, the US, we're not used to that. We're like, yeah, we want it now. We want everything fixed now. We want immediate results. But that's not how the rest of the world works. I've been to a lot of different countries, and there are countries where things are fast and immediate and, living in the future, like Japan, because they are definitely living in the future. But here, no. No. I would say we're not living in the future here. I mean, maybe we are living in the future, and maybe the future of the world is that we need to slow down, and we need to not be so reliant on technology, and we need to not be so reliant on the things, and instead go for long walks. Like, for example, today I had to get a new phone recently, and I don't have any apps on it. I just have my WhatsApp that I talk to my family with, and I have YouTube, but it came on it, and I don't really use it for things. I don't scroll. And it's just like, I don't even have a phone with me right now. I just have my GoPro. And yeah, so I haven't even turned on my computer today. And it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I've been doing this, and I haven't done a video. I did a video yesterday and I didn't like it, so that's why I'm redoing it. And yeah, I just have been spending less time online and more time like this, doing this. In not recording. But it's been kind of nice, because I wasn't getting overwhelmed, but I was just getting like, I don't like to sit on the computer. I love recording, but I don't like sitting on the computer all day and writing and editing, and sometimes I just want to not even open my computer. I will tonight. I'm gonna edit this video, but over the weekend, if I don't have any apps on my phone, I do play Scrabble. I've had the Scrabble game I like to sit and play. But I don't play it that much. I'll play it when I'm sitting down for a few minutes in between my work. But I'm not scrolling on. I don't have TikTok. I don't have Instagram. I have Facebook, but I do it on my laptop. And I have Instagram on my laptop. So, but I just want to do that stuff when it's dark and I can't be outside. So, I don't know. And now that it's been quote unquote summer here, I wanted to enjoy the nice weather. I wanted to work in the garden when I can without rain and worrying about rain in the afternoon. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, just for me, there are no cons of living in the countryside, because since I downsized and I lived like a backpacker for 6 years. So when I need something, I mean, I don't really need anything. My phone broke and it took me like, I didn't even get a new phone for like a week. I'm not gonna lie, because I was just like, oh, I'll get one eventually. Espera. So I waited for that. I waited until like my phone completely crapped out, and then I didn't even buy it. Anyways, yeah, so it's just like, but this has taken me a long time. So I've been, 6 years that I've been living out of a backpack. I mean, not anymore, but I still don't have that much stuff. But so yeah, slowing down. It probably took me a year to be able, it probably took me 2 years to be able to kind of live here and be okay with having very little things and having next to no attachments to things. I mean, I'm still attached to things. I have my house, I have my dogs, she's up there. But yeah, it's just different. It's just the countryside is, it's a more peaceful and it's a more slow pace of living. When I say slow, it's like, I mean, I can't just get in the car and drive to a Walmart or Target to pick up something I need. Anyways, we're not going to go further down because you see those clouds? It's going to rain. But this is such a beautiful view. Come on, venga. Aries, venga. Venga. And plus, I don't want to walk all the way down that hill. Maybe tomorrow. But yeah, did you have a good walk, buddy? This is all coffee. This is all coffee through here. I don't know what that is. That might be I think that's an avocado tree actually right there, that big tree. Okay, let's see if we can find some more fun stuff. Here there's a bunch of mora. You can see, well, you probably can't see, but up there's a bunch of mora. I'm gonna get a new camera. I don't know what's going on with my camera. It's been really grainy in the beginning, but I have a GoPro and it's a really old GoPro. So I've tried everything except for getting a new one. But probably in my true fashion, I will wait till this completely craps out or the picture quality is just horrible. And I can't film with my phone because my phone is like, it's not even a mark you've heard of. It's like a cheapie I bought in the town. I mean, it's like called ZTE or something. I don't even know what it is. Look at these moras. These are like blackberries, but I can't reach them. Uh-oh. Mira, venga. Aries, venga. Venga. Ah! Ooh, he's got a whole load of plantains. Yeah, so this is the thing, like this tiny small road, and you're like, I complain about the cars on my road, but unless I have to hike and take a mule to my house, it's just gonna be like this. And I've kind of accepted it because I was bitching and moaning for nothing. So because I'm gonna create my own paradise inside my house. It's just, when you have a fixer-upper and it just seems like it's never ending, and things are moving so slow, and I see all these other beautiful houses, and I have to remember these people have lived here for years and years, and I've only lived in mine maybe 4 months. and I didn't pay top dollar, so I can't expect to have a beautiful, I didn't buy a house that's completely, turnkey to move into. I mean, yeah, we moved in, but it needs a lot of work. If you've seen the garden, everything, the land needs work. So this is it. Oh, someone's working up there. This is another avocado field. There's tons. This is coffee, all coffee. This is like just such a beautiful place to live because it's just beautiful here. I would never trade living in the city for the country ever. It's funny, we came back here on Sunday and we're like, even the food, so the food here is very good, and we live in, this is technically a coffee region, so our coffee's very good. The coffee's good, the food's good, you know, it's for bougie, it's for the rich people of Colombia live here, so everything is going to be high quality, you know. So you and me and my guy were like, oh man, higher quality, better food, cheaper prices, why would we ever live in the city? I was like, well, I've never lived in the city, so yeah, that's fine by me. I mean, I'm never leaving, I'm not moving. I don't know, one day maybe I'll sell my house and move somewhere else, but not until it's ready and fixed and beautiful, and then I probably won't want to move. But look, yeah, this house is gorgeous. I think that's an Airbnb, if I'm not mistaken. Because it has the view of the waterfall. Oh, but I never get sick of these mountains, I swear. It's funny because I want all these animals, but it's so hard to have animals on the hillside. But then when I looked at other houses and I didn't have this view, I was like, I don't want it. I didn't want to live where it was flat. I grew up in the mountains. I love living in the mountains. I don't care if I have to raise my goats on the side of the hill. It's fine. I'll make it work. Especially when I can walk up here every day. Okay. I'll see you guys in the next video. Maybe we'll go walk somewhere else.